Everyone's always just kind of like, oh, what's next, what's next, what's next?
I know I'm meant to be here. I could feel that.
I thought it was the hardest thing in the world.
What do? You don't want to lose your job, but you also feel like you have to defend yourself.
I wish that I had that experience.
People are nuts.
I just remember like going home and like sobbing. Hi, welcome to Sips and Secrets.
Hi, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm happy that you're here too. I've been seeing, I saw like a couple of like the clips and stuff. I remember coming into the office one day, my computer was already up here, and Ian had downloaded something on my computer because he was just gonna edit on there. So I'm like, what is this? And I click on it, and I was like, oh, what the heck? Like Ian was editing on my computer, and I was watching it. I love that you guys do that.
Yeah.
How long has it been?
For our podcast, it's been 1 year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
you guys have been going for a minute.
Yeah. Happy birthday to Living Your Truth show.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Last month, December 27th.
Oh, nice.
We released our first episode.
Wow. How does it feel?
It feels like we've been doing it forever,
Yeah.
to be real. Like, it's dope. It gives us a sense of purpose, you know. It's good. I feel great about it. I was very apprehensive about sharing my personality to the world. And when Mr. Marcus first told me, like, you know, we're about to do this, right? I'm like, I didn't think anything of it, you know. Then I see him start buying cameras, and I'm like, and he's like, yeah, our first episode, we're shooting in 2 days. And I'm like, Mr. Marcus, I got to tell you something. He's like, what? I'm like, I'm camera shy. He's like,
Yeah.
you pick a great time to tell me this. I'm like, well, to be fair, I'm from New York, and you know New Yorkers don't believe nothing. Yeah. I have to see it to believe it, but I see the cameras.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's been great. You know, it's been really great. Like, I wouldn't trade it for nothing. I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
I love that.
Yeah. I had to, you know, get used to being out there, being seen, like having my Instagram public. It was scary. I'm not going to lie. It was very scary because I know at times I could be very expressive and, you know, no filter, just say what's on my mind. And he's like, why'd you say that? I'm like, I don't know. But people love it. Like, they love it. They're like, wow, we need more girls to say these things too.
But you know what it is too is I think that like it gets to a point where like even when we were talking about this, like sometimes we'll get to a point of like recording that I'm just like click off, like we're just having a conversation now. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like after when you're like looking back at your episode, like, oh shit, I said that?
Yeah.
But like fire. I said, you know what? I stand strong. I said that shit and I meant it.
That's right. You gotta stand on it.
Yeah, seriously. But you had like even your personal page private, you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It was only for Living Your Truth that I opened it up. I'm like, you know, here goes nothing.
Yeah. Have you seen like a lot of traction like between that page and like your personal pages?
Yes, absolutely. When we post certain episodes, yeah, like I watched the engagement. I'm like, wow, like that's how many people watched it. Like, it's pretty cool though. Mm-hmm. It's dope. It's dope.
And I think it's cool too, like especially like going into an avenue like this because you can still like continue with your career, you know?
Yes.
Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
Like keeping up with it is intense, but at the same time, like you're doing something that like you love doing.
Yeah, you make time.
But yeah, you're gonna make time for it, you know? Yeah. How long do you see yourself like working at the thing while you're still recording?
So the current job that I'm at, this will be my last job.
Yeah.
I'll give myself a 10-year max.
Okay.
I would say 5-year minimum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, like, you like it though, don't you?
I love healthcare.
Yeah.
I love it. It's a part of me, but, you know, I'll be happy when I leave because I put my time in. I've been in healthcare 18 years despite my age. Like, every time I tell people, they're like, what? I'm like, yeah. Like, I put my work in.
Yeah.
I did. I sure did. It's time to do other things.
Though, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like this generation. This generation don't work no more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we were literally just talking about that. That's so funny. And like, I feel like when I started working, I mean, even besides the restaurant, like I started working, like the time that I opened my debit card because I was making like cash when I was babysitting and stuff, I was 13 years old.
Wow.
So I've been working for more than half of my life.
Yeah. Wow. I feel 12. Yeah. Wow.
So, like, you don't even, like, think about it like that until you bring certain things up. Like, we were talking about freaking Hurricane Sandy, like, a little bit ago. Yeah. You're like, holy shit, like, I was so young. Like, yeah. It's so crazy to think about things.
It feels good, though. You know, like, it really built us up. Like, added to our character, you know? So,
absolutely.
feel good about that.
Yeah, good. What was the first position that you started when you started in healthcare?
I was a clerk, so I did a
Oh,
lot of
shit.
administrative work. Because I was so young, there was but so much responsibility they could give me. So I was always just like, behind the desk and filing. I felt so important.
Yeah.
It's like, look at me, I got a big girl job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started at 12 and I would only work in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like through a program called like Summer Youth. And I would only work in the summer because of school. And I loved it. And I just never stopped. I've been in the lab for 9 years.
Wow.
So it's a part of me. It really is.
Did you work in any other positions besides lab and the clerks?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
So you went straight into it.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. That's all I did.
What would you say is like the hardest part of your job?
The patients.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you never know who you're going to interact with. Like the people are just, random. And I've worked in the Bronx. I've worked in Connecticut, New Jersey. And every time I go into a new job, I'm like, okay, I got to ease my way into it because, the same type of people would be in that you will see them all the time. Mm-hmm. So I think the patients can be very scary. I once had somebody chase me.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they chased me. I was in a peds unit and I was going in to draw the kids' blood and the mom just was like coming for me. And I was, trying my hardest to not argue with her. She literally chased me. And that particular unit is like blocked off because kids are there. And I'm like telling the people there, like, you guys got to let me out. Like this lady is literally, like I have a cart of supplies and I'm like running with my cart and she's like chasing me. I will never forget that. I almost had a panic attack. I'm like calling my supervisor, like, because, if somebody hits you, you can't hit them. You will get fired.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're literally chasing me. Like, if this lady hits me, what do I do? Like, because it's like, what do? You don't want to lose your job, but you also feel like you have to defend yourself. That was like one of the craziest days I've ever had. I'm like, yeah, I think I need to go home. Yeah. I will never forget that. Never. I will never forget she chased me. And she's like stopping me from getting on the elevator. It was crazy.
And
crazy.
You know what I think is so crazy too? Like you even brought it up earlier today and you were saying that like they don't realize that like we're human beings too. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like you see like how are they outside of here if this is how they're treating someone that they don't even know?
Yes. And I find that patients are very entitled. They think that they can sue or, they don't have to follow rules. And it's like, as healthcare workers, we have rights. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't just think that you're going to sue or like do something to us and nothing's going to happen to you. Like we're here to serve and you're treating us this way, thinking that you're going to get a check or something. It's crazy. People are nuts.
Yeah.
The first thing they always say, oh, I'm going to sue. I'm like, and then one day I broke it down to somebody. I said, do you know how hard it is to sue? Like you know how long it would take you to even build a case? Like, please, if it's one thing you're going to be for real. Like this is not a thing. But yeah, patients are very entitled. But I love healthcare because I'm a very naturally nurturing person. And I know that it's where I belong. And every patient that I've ever, like most of them that I come in contact with, they're like, wow, like you have a very, like you belong here. And then like, it makes me feel good because it's like, gee, yeah, I remember applying to retail and never getting hired. Yeah. I applied to a hospital. They called me the next day. I'm like, I know I'm meant to be here. I could feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. That. Yeah, it gives me a sense of being. But, you never know who you're going to get. Mm-hmm. So, I just go into it like I treat them how I would want somebody to treat my family or treat me. And there's a thing that we say, like, healthcare workers make the worst patients. It is true, but I've always aspired to not be that type of healthcare worker. Like, I'm like, it's to the point, like, when I go, like, to the doctor, I'm like, I don't even want to tell them, like, because I don't want them to be, like, all nervous or I just, like, act like I'm not. And then when we're finished, I'm like, yeah, I work in the lab. They're like, oh, really? Now we could talk because I don't want to make them nervous,
Yeah.
But I love healthcare. I really do.
No, I liked certain parts of my jobs too. Like I was telling you before, I used to be a medical assistant.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I had gotten my associates in like at the community college here in Connecticut, our community college. So I got my associates there and I was just like, I don't know what I want to do, but I have to figure something out.
Right.
And so then I went into a medical assisting program at Lincoln Tech.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so I got my RMA there. But when I started, COVID hit. So I started at like one of the worst times. Okay. So it's not that the job sucked. Like I actually liked my job, like I've always loved like making someone feel good, you know?
Right.
And I think that that's why like I related it so much. Like I went from the bar to that. So like I loved the bar because I could make someone feel good. You know what I mean? I
Right,
can make
right. You're
someone's day.
serving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I always like attributed that to like the MA thing. But man, that job is not easy.
Yeah, for sure.
And like that's if you get lucky and you go into a place that like has good management, you know what I mean?
And decent people,
And
decent.
yeah, and
Yeah,
decent
yeah.
coworkers. But then God forbid, like you're stuck in a place where the patients suck. Now your management sucks.
Yes.
Now your coworkers suck. You're
You
just
hate your
in
job.
you hate your job.
Yep.
You know? It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I liked the patients the best when I worked.
Yeah. You run into some very interesting characters, people that you really could connect with. Is good.
Do you feel like you've like created an emotional attachment to anyone that you've seen?
Yeah, like there's some patients that I could never forget. Like I can never forget them. Like it was one patient, like his last name was like James or something like that. And every morning he would refuse blood work. And I'm like, I would see the floor and I'm walking. And as soon as I see his labels, I'm like, I just knock on the door. I'm like, hey, what we doing today? He's like, I'm not doing no damn blood work. And I'm like, all right, Mr. James, we're gonna see you. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. And it was funny because it's like, patients come in, you sign, like you consent to treatment basically. And then you just know like, okay, yeah, this patient is here because they're eating for free. You start to learn how much people crave human connection and it's just having somebody to talk to. It's like you're here, you sleep all day, you get your breakfast, you get your lunch. We come in, we check on you. We pretty much like, I call it paid babysitters, right? And you always know the patients that they don't want to do anything hospital related, just leave them alone. And it's so funny because like you start to eventually talk to them like, why are you here? Like, do you have kids? And then they say, oh no, I don't have no family. And I'm like, okay, like it makes sense. And it's very heartfelt because you're like, wow, like you just want to be around some love. Like, and those type of people you can't ever forget because they're like, wow, like who do you have on the outside? Like you come here to feel love from strangers.
Yeah.
So I always cared about the patients that refused. And, a lot of times like coworkers, they'll like, badmouth the patient. Oh, this patient is always refusing. But it's like, you never really know what that person is going through. So it's like, maybe they just want you to talk to them for 5 minutes. Like you may not get what you need done, but just ask them how their day is going so far. Like maybe they just had a procedure and maybe they lost somebody while in the hospital. Like you just never really know. So, oftentimes I try to just make people feel however they want to feel in that moment because, you never know what you do for them.
Yeah. And like I'm someone that like really believes in like karma and stuff like
Absolutely.
that too, And God forbid, like if one of my family members has to go to the hospital for whatever reason, like I want them to be treated
That's
like
right.
nicely.
That's right. And you never know who you're gonna get. Like that's another thing. Like you pray for the people there to love what they do and not just look at it like a check and like take whatever frustrations they have out on the patients because some people will do that. I look at some people and I'm like, this is not you. Like you're not a healthcare worker. Like you're just literally here because they pay you. And those are the worst type of people to encounter because then they make other people's jobs hard and the patients will talk about them like, oh no, I don't like this person. It's like, you don't want to feel that way.
Yeah. No, it's really just, it's like that negative cloud. Like we'll say that a lot of times too. Like if there's one person that's like in a sour mood, it'll affect everyone around them. And especially like in a hospital and stuff like that, or like in a clinic or wherever you work in healthcare, especially. Like I think that if one person is complaining about that person and then
it won't be too long before somebody else, you'll hear it. Like multiple people will start to complain. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's so sad. Yeah. And where are you working now?
I work in Mount Kisco in a clinic.
Okay.
And it's fun. It's less work. So that's why I said like this will be my last job because I'm like, this is the way to go. Like it's super lax. I have like half of the responsibilities I've had at previous jobs. Like, it's not as much work. Like the patients are really nice. I feel really good about being there. And, I'm always there early. Like, I feel really good to be present because I'm like, man, I remember those 5 a.m. shifts, 4 a.m. shifts, 6 a.m. And I'm like, I'm never going back to that. Now it's like, okay, I'm chilling. Like, I put my time in and this is it. I can do this.
Yeah. No, and it's cool to like see like, I'm comfortable here, you know what I mean? Because I think that everyone's always just kind of like, oh, what's next? And I think that like even having an avenue like the podcast and things like that, like I'm not in a rush, you know?
That's right.
It'll come when it'll come.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah.
Brings peace.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's honestly something that a lot of people either take for granted or just don't even realize that like they really freaking need.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but it's nice. I wish that I had that experience in healthcare.
Yeah.
I think that I also worked in a really big clinic, so I think that was like part of the detrimental part of it too. So like there was one side, because it was orthopedics, so there was one side that was like more like sports med,
Right.
and then there was one side that was more like everyday like things, right? So like we would see like a lot of older people with like arthritis and people who like work with their hands, a lot of people like that. And then on the other side, like I would see someone do this crazy snowboard trick and fall and they broke like 6 bones.
Wow.
So like it was cool to
what a mix.
and it was never the same, you know, like so I would go from one side to the other and baby, would I get my steps in?
Oh yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm like, holy shit, okay.
Yeah.
I'm ready to put my feet up. I'm
oh yeah.
No, but it's fun. How long did you work at the clerk's office?
When I was younger?
Yeah.
Just the summer.
Oh, just the summer?
Yeah. So it was every summer because I was so young that it was like summer youth. So it was like maybe like June or July to like August. So it was never really long. It was literally only the summertime.
And you went straight into doing like a lab class? Like how does that even work to become a lab tech?
So I did take a course, 10-week course, and then I became certified to do like phlebotomy and EKGs and stuff like that. And like all of the other lab jobs I learned like while working.
That was one of the hardest classes that I had to take for my RMA.
Yeah.
The phlebotomy.
Yeah, really?
Oh my God, I thought it was the hardest thing in the world.
Maybe I feel like the programs now are a little harder than they were when I took it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like mine was easy. It was doable. Like the only scary thing was like in that particular class we had to practice on each other.
Oh, so did we.
Yeah, I think that was like a little nerve-wracking for me, but I eventually got the hang of it. And we would all talk about the person who wasn't good.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, no, I'm not letting her practice on me. You walk out of there with 20 bruises, you're like, forget it.
No, the first time that it happened, like we had been taking the class. I did an accelerated program, so I can't even remember. This is such a long time ago.
Okay, question. So when you did your MA, they made you do phlebotomy as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the programs that do that. I feel like it's like forcing you to have more of a responsibility.
Oh, well, you don't get certified in phlebotomy right away. You have to take like extra after that, but it was like part of the course that you had to learn it.
Yeah, see, that sucks for people. A lot of people say that. Like there's some people who only want to do MA. There's some people who only want to do phlebotomy. There's some people, but when they combined it, I feel like they do that because once they hire you, they'll be able to give you more responsibility for one base pay. And that sucks.
No, that sucks. I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, you have it, you can do it. And what are you going to tell them? No?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like those programs. That sucks. But it's cool to have the experience.
Yeah, but then like you see blood and you're like, okay, I'm gonna faint. But no, the first girl that did it on me, I remember, and like I couldn't even remember how many classes we took, but it was in like a 5-month span, and they were all accelerated as hell. So like you're doing this, I think that we had like 3 weeks per class.
Yeah, that's tough.
So we had like our phlebotomy class, and the girl who pricked me the first time went through my vein. I swear to God, I had the biggest bruise on my arm for like 2 weeks. I looked like someone like, I don't know, tried to kill me.
Yeah.
It was insane. And I was like, you're never touching me again.
Yeah. Some people just don't got it.
Yeah, this is not for you, babe.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, but it was hard. Like that was not easy.
It's a lot to remember, but like as you like, I'm a person like hands-on, I learn on the job. Once you start to do it, you familiarize yourself with it and it's better. But like I remember the books and stuff, I'm like, do they really want us to remember all of this? It's chemistry.
Yeah.
And I hated chemistry in high school. But today I'm like, ooh, that's nice. That's pretty cool. Yeah. But yeah, when it's a lot of information at one time.
No, but that's so crazy. But then you said earlier too that you worked in catering for a little bit, didn't you?
Yes. So, oh my God, this is so funny. So as you know, I've been in healthcare forever. I had just got one of my first phlebotomy jobs. Like I think I was like 20. And at the time, I was dating this guy that my dad did not like at all. And my dad is such a strict parent, but it's like, if I didn't grow up with him, only God knows where I'd be. So anyway, he didn't like the guy at all. And my dad is the type of parent, like, if he for things that he didn't want me to do, he would push me to do it because he's like, oh, you're going to learn your lesson soon, like really quick. Like, oh, this is what you want to do? Okay, yeah, you're going to learn quick. So he basically like kicked me out because I was dealing with this guy. He's like, you know what? if this is who you want to be with, go live with him. He packed all of my stuff, took my car, and I'm like, just starting this job. I'm like, how the hell am I going to get to work? My shift time was like 5 to 1. It was my first job. I was so excited. The money was great. And I'm like, how am I going to get to work? So he like took my car. He took everything. He's like, oh, yep, you live there now. So I'm like calling him like, hey, yeah, like I'm downstairs. Like you need to help me with all my stuff. And I did not want to be like living with him because I knew in my heart, like this was not somebody that I was supposed to be with. I was just being a kid and I'm like, dad is just dad. But once I'm like bringing my clothes upstairs, I'm like, what the hell did I do? Mm-hmm. So I'm there and my dad took my car. So I'm like, yo, how am I going to get to work? Like the money that I'm making, I need for myself. And I couldn't get to work. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? So it was my 21st birthday. And my mom, like she made like a bunch of food and we invited people. Oh my God. And I got so drunk. I did not wake up for work the next day. So I did a no call, no show. And I was like new, like I was still on probation. And when I woke up, it was like 8:00. I was like, and I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like calling them and they're like, okay, yeah, just come in tomorrow, like at like 11. So I'm like, okay, like maybe I'm okay. I went in and they fired me. And I'm like, this is not happening to me. I'm like damn near homeless. I'm jobless. I'm like, this is crazy. So I'm like, okay, I'm fired. I called him. I'm like, hey, I just got fired. Like, can you like have one of your friends come get me? So he's like, okay. And I remember just sitting in the car. I'm like, all of this is happening so quick. So I reached out to one of my friends that lived like nearby. I was like, listen, I need a job. Like, I need a job. I need money. So she's like, okay, yeah, come work where I work. And the place was like a golf club. So they hosted like wedding events and small parties. So I'm like, okay, something to something. And I didn't even know what I was like getting myself into, but I just applied and I went in and it was a serving position. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, and I enjoyed it, but it was a lot of work. Like, I feel like starting that job, I have such an appreciation for people who do those types of jobs because it's a lot. Like, I earned every single dollar I made there. I was on my feet long hours. The good thing about it is that I'm a foodie and I would just always like pick at the food and stuff. So I'm like, this is kind of sweet, but I earned every dollar. And like our coworkers, we had some people behind the bar, they would make us like drinks and stuff like that. And I met a lot of people doing that job. And it was something that I could always go back to. Like, I never was fired from there. Like, it was like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm like, went from working in a lab to working 3 days a week. But I'm like, listen, something. And I enjoyed it. Like, I would always... This is actually my server vest I wore today. And it felt so cool, but it was long. Like, at that point in my life, I really understood hustle for real because I'm like, yo, I'm really working for every dollar. Like, at the end of the night, we would divide the tips. I would get paid every Friday. So it was like maybe like $11 an hour. And I'm like, I would look forward to my little money on every Friday and my tip money. And I was just thugging it out. And you work with a little bit of everything. So you got some people that was doing things that they didn't need to do. And it was like, okay, I see what's going on here. But it was such an experience because people from all walks of life, the guests, I met like a lot of interesting people with the parties. And even there, they gravitated towards me. Like I felt like I belonged there at that time, but it was a lot of work. And, when I told my dad about it, he's like, good. You're earning your money. Like, my dad wants me to work for everything. Like, he loved the fact that I was doing that because it's something that I would have never done if I didn't have to do. Mm-hmm. So for him, it's like, oh yeah, you work there? Good. Stay there. Like, he wants me to understand sacrifice. He wants me to hustle. He wants me to grind it out because for me, experience is the best teacher. And my dad knows that I'm that type of child. Like, he can tell me something and I'm like, he's like, don't worry, you're going to see. So when I started working there, he was like really happy. And like, eventually, he bought me a car. I was still going there. Like, and it was a place that I could go back to at any time. And, whenever I needed quick money, I'm like, let me go back there. Yeah. It was dope.
What background? What are your parents' background?
American. Okay. Yeah. But I always say my dad is a foreign parent trapped in an American parent's body.
Because I was gonna say, like, that's so foreign parent coded.
My stepmom is Dominican. I'm sure he's like maybe I need to send you to DR. You'll learn then.
Yeah.
But for him, he always wants me to like experience things. And, living with him most of my life from 11 to 26, it was hard growing up with my dad because it's like, okay, are you telling me these things just because you're my dad, or are you really telling me things that you experience or you're trying to teach me? I used to always feel like he wanted to just kill my fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I go to my mom's house, it was like party time, but I didn't have what I needed. I wasn't disciplined. I wasn't doing the right things. I had all this freedom. I didn't have no money.
Yeah.
So like living with my dad, it's like, you don't really have much freedom, but you have what you need.
Yeah.
You always got clothes. You always got money. You always got what you need. My dad is a type of guy, like what you do is what you get. Like he treated me the way the world treats me today. Like, listen, what you do is what you get. If you get good grades, I'll take you shopping. If you do this, but that's how life is. Whatever you put in, you get out. So he was always teaching me these harsh lessons, and I appreciate it today because I'm like, I finally see what you mean. But, hard work, man. Hard work really does pay off.
It does. It's intense, but honestly, like, I'm so glad that, like, I did have that experience, you know what I mean? Like, I'm so glad that, like, we did push through and, like, work the hours and make the money. And
yes, hard cash.
Hard cash.
And painful feet, man. Painful feet, hard cash. But listen, that's the way.
Yeah.
You gotta sacrifice something. You gotta grind it out. You have to feel like I worked for this. Like I did this.
Yeah,
me.
absolutely.
Nobody did it for me. And it's so rewarding.
Mm-hmm. When did you end up transitioning back?
So while I was working there, it was like a weekend gig. I was still constantly like applying for jobs. And then eventually I ended up working in a detox and rehab clinic in Harlem. I think that was pretty cool. So that was like my first official job that I stayed at. And from there, I just never went back. Like I would go, like if he would call me sometimes, like, hey, I need you this weekend. Could you come? And if I didn't have anything to do, I would go. But I'm like, yeah, I would only really go if I really, really needed it. It wasn't working. But I went back to healthcare. And, I feel like I can call him tomorrow and be like, hey, can I come? He'll be like, yeah, Alicia, sure, come on. Yeah. So the door's always open. But, it was something I would always do when I wasn't working in the hospital, because with that, it takes a lot of my time. And, so to do both would have been crazy. But I could go back at any time I want, and I definitely appreciate it. It's a place I will never forget. Like, that was such a crucial point in my life where I'm like, wow, like I really, understand having to do something, because if I didn't, I would just be on zero, and I can't be on zero. I'm in my 20s. I need money. I got to pay my phone bill. I got things to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely appreciate that whole experience for sure.
Yeah. You know what I think is like really crazy too is that like so many people don't care about leaving on good terms like that. Like why would you not want a fallback plan? That scares me, I think.
Yeah.
I've never left a job like that, like I've always been like listen, like no tea or shade. Like I can't be here anymore, but that's not on you, on me,
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, but the good thing was that he was super flexible, and like he knew like, oh, Alicia, you working in the hospital? Like I had a really good communication with him where it was like, it wasn't like, oh, okay, screw you, I'm out of here. It was like, if I can come, I'll come. I was never like a trouble employee or anything. Like I always did my best,
You weren't doing what those other guys were doing.
I was, but they knew. But I still was on my mic, like, yeah. Table 5, I'm on it. We still do what we did, but I made sure to break down time, like when you have like they do like the appetizers and the cocktail hour and stuff like that. Like when the downtime is, and you just kind of sneak around and do what you do and get back. Yeah, I'm here. You knew how to wiggle around. But yeah, I've never been fired. I didn't leave on bad terms. It was just I had to get back to my first love, which is healthcare. But it definitely ties in because being in the kitchen, seeing like them cook and stuff. I was always like, I love to cook. So I was always intrigued by that, watching them make the drinks. Like, I'm like, we're here to serve. We're here to make people feel good. We're here to give them the experience.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. And I think that, like, part of the reason, too, that I didn't like my position there was that, like, for a lot of times, I mean, everyone was so miserable during COVID, which was, like, already intense. But a lot of times, too, like, there are certain things, like, I want everyone to feel good,
Yes,
So then,
100%.
like, I'll have someone that, like, Like I'll never forget. Like we had this one patient that he didn't speak any English. So he only spoke Portuguese. We could only have the one patient in the room at a time. So there was no translators, anything like that. So I would get paged like crazy. It was always like, Letitia, come, Letitia, come, Letitia, come, all the time. So I remember going into the room with this one guy for this doctor, and like I had been working there for a little bit. Obviously, like I can't fucking say anything on an X-ray or anything like that. I can pull it up for the doctor to talk to you about it, but I put it up, and like by this time I had seen enough X-rays, like I kind of knew what was going on, and like I just remember seeing like this huge, like I knew it was a tumor, but like I was like, that looks so intense, you know. So I didn't say anything to the guy. I go back to the doctor. I like pull it up on our iPad. I'm like, yo. And he's like, oh my God. I'm like, okay.
And you have to tell him.
And I have to tell him.
Oh my God.
So now, on one hand, I have this job that I was like, okay, I can make a career out of this, you know?
Right.
But like, and then I have this other job that like, yeah, like probably not my career. This isn't what I want to do for the rest of my life, but I make people feel good. And on this hand, like I'm ruining their lives.
Right.
You know?
You're a part of the bad news.
Of the bad news. So I go in there and I'm like I hate telling you this right now. Like, I hate that I'm in the middle of this. I'm obviously, like, the doctor just asked me to translate for you, but, like, we're going to schedule an appointment with an oncologist. Like, you need to get this checked out, like, immediately.
Oh, man.
And I just remember, like, going home and, like, sobbing.
Yeah.
Like, it was just one of those things that, like, I had the worst breakdown about it. And, like, the guy was Brazilian. Like, my parents are Brazilian, you know what I mean?
Right,
and, like,
that hit home.
Yeah, like, my parents don't speak that much English. They speak a little bit, but they don't speak that much. Like, I just, like, I guess, turned it around and, like, envisioned someone, like,
connected with
going
him.
in and, like, telling my parents that. And it hurt me so fucking bad.
Yeah.
So, like, that was, like, one of the last few things. Like, I was telling you before, I got kicked in my face, thought I broke my nose, and that didn't set me off.
Oh, man.
But telling someone that, oh, my God.
Yeah.
It was, like, the worst day of my life.
Yeah, it's tough. It's like you have to love it. You have to really, really love it, because if not, it's like it's just a job. Like, it's just paying the bills.
Yeah. No, and it's so true with, like, so many different things, too. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be a good bartender if I didn't love talking to people and I didn't love making drinks, you know?
That's right.
Like, a vet wouldn't be a good vet if they didn't care about people and care about animals, you know? 100%. It's every job, really. Yeah. If you want to be successful at something, you have to truly, truly, like, have a passion for it and really love it. But it's not easy work, man.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
Not.
For sure.
But it's different. And there is a lot of similarities, right? Like, there's a lot of things that you can connect with one another, which is the most amazing part about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, working with people is not the easiest thing, but it's rewarding.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day.
It's not for the weak, man.
No, it's not. No, it's not. So you got someone chasing you down into the elevator and you don't know where to go.
Yeah, it's definitely gives you anxiety for sure, because you never know who you're going to come across. Ever.
What did your supervisor say to that?
I called him and he's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I'm like, yeah. He's like, "Okay, calm down. You know, just like you want to take a break now?" I'm like, "Yeah," because he wasn't even there yet.
Oh shit!
Because we start it was like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7. He gets there maybe like 8 or 9. So this happened way before he even came in.
Oh my God!
And it was terrible, because all I kept thinking is, if this lady hits me, I'm just going to lay on the floor, because if not, I'm going to pummel her. Like, miss, I'm on my job. Like, why are you chasing me?
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I never wanted to be fired from a job like that. Like, I hit a patient. I mean, what do I say? Was she hit me first? Like, he's like, "Okay, calm down. Just go take a break." I'm like, okay. I was like, I'm so glad they like kind of kept her at a distance, because it's like nobody even knows what to do, because it's like you don't want to grab her.
Yeah.
Security's like way on the first floor. Like, this is like right now. Like, how long is it going to take them to get up here?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
oh my God.
And the crazy thing about it is that was in a peds unit. I've never even experienced something like that in psych. And I love the psych. I love the psych in the ER. And not even there I've experienced anything like that. I was like, yeah, this is... And then I just came back the next day. I said, yeah, I love it here. Because that should have been it for me. I remember one time walking past a room, a patient like threw an apple. I'm like, that could have hit me in my head. Yeah. Like, just random apple flying. I'm like, oh, another day.
Yeah. Bro, people are so wild.
Yeah, people are crazy. They're entitled. You know, like I said, being in healthcare, you're a paid babysitter. That's it. You're a paid babysitter. for adults.
Yeah. No, because it's never the kids that really cause any problems.
Nope. Always the adults and the elderly. Forget about it.
Oh my God, the elderly. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. The elderly are the worst.
Yeah, it's very tough. I don't think I could ever do geriatrics at all because they're like babies again. Once you get to a certain age, you're like a baby all over again. So for them, I remember like this lady like punched me in my stomach. And I wanted to call out that day. I was like, yeah, I wasn't feeling it. I was like going through something. And I was like, yeah, I wanted, but I said, let me just go. And around that time I was working part-time. So it was like 5 to 9. And I was like, I should have called out.
Yeah.
And the lady was Spanish speaking. So I do my best to convince, console, and explain. Very minimal because Spanish people get happy when they think you know Spanish fluently. So I'm talking to her and I'm explaining to her what I'm doing. And like, she put her arm out. Like she's like in the bed. So she put her arm out like this. So I'm like tying the tourniquet and then she just pulls her arm away. So I'm like, oh my God, the tourniquet is on. Like I have to get this off. So I'm like, hey, wait, I'm trying to explain to her, like, I'm going to take it off. And I like popped it and she like pulled her arm back and she just turned around and she, boo, 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 boo. I was like, I'm like, no, this lady did not. And it hurt. It was like,
Yeah.
I was like, nah, this is not good. So like I stepped out, I called the lab, I told them, and then, I had to write a report and all of this stuff. And then she told them that I punched her. I said, this is not good. I said, I got to go home. And the thing is, there's no cameras in the rooms. So you don't know. But I'm like, I did it the right way. As soon as it happened, I called them, I told them, and I just wrote the report. And then she told them it was me that hit her. I'm like, goodness gracious. Yeah, let me just go home because today is not one of those days. I had to get out of there. But like I said, you do your best to meet people where they are and just hope that they're as pleasant to you as you are to them. I'll never forget one time I went in a room. And, the way I remember it, all hospitals go like this. So you'll have like one whole floor to do by yourself. It was like my last patient. And I went in the room and the rooms were on this side. I naturally work this side. So I went in because of the way the beds are. And the guy's like, why are you on this side? And I'm like, oh, okay. So I was like, okay. So I took the stuff. I went to the other side and he's like, like giving me shit. I'm like, what is happening? So he's like, oh, I said, sir, I don't mean any harm. I naturally just work like one way. Like I have a 1-track mind. I'm trying to like break the ice. It's like 8:00. I'm almost done. And he's talking to me and he's like, why are you putting this thing here? And I'm just explaining to him, hey, if you don't want the blood work, it's okay. You can refuse. And I'm talking to him so calmly. And normally I'm going right at them like, that's why you in the hospital. God don't like ugly. And I'm like, I got to stop when they report me. So I said, you know what? This time I'm going to try something different. So I was like, sorry, sir. Listen, I understand it's early. Like you're my last patient. If you don't want to have the blood work done, I'll leave right now. Just let me know. And then eventually the guy just starts crying. And he's like, oh my God, listen, I'm so sorry. I just found out that I have cancer. And he's like telling me all of these things. And I said, listen, it's okay. Black guy. And I'm like, listen, it's okay. He's like, I'm so sorry. I said, listen, I'm not afraid of my people. You're okay. I understand, And he's like, no, I had no reason to treat you that way. And I was like, it's okay. Don't worry. I was like, good luck on your procedure. You're going to be okay. It's going to be all right. And then like, I just stopped for a moment. Then I walked out the room. I was like, wow. Because if I would have gave him what he was giving me, he probably would have reported me. And I probably would have made him feel 10 times worse than he already did.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? Let me try something different. Like, let me not give people what they're giving me because you never know what somebody's going through.
Yeah.
And then after I stepped out, I was just like, wow, like that really works. Like, don't always fight fire with fire. Like, and I just was like, wow. And then I eventually started to check on him after because if I had that flaw, I was just, peeking, hey, how you doing? And he appreciated that. Mm-hmm. But like I said, you never know who you're going to get. Dealing with the public is not easy. Like you really have to put on a poker face and just, whatever you're going through, you have to put it aside. It's so funny, throughout my years of working in healthcare and just in general, people always ask me, how was your day? And Mr. Marcus asks me that. He's like, how was your day? And when he asks me that, I never know what to say because I'm like, when I'm there, it's not about me. It's about them. Mm-hmm. I can tell you, oh, my day was fine, but who cares about my day? Like, I'm a healthcare worker. I'm there to help patients. However my day went, that's just how it's going to go because it's not up to me how it's going to go. It's up to who I'm interacting with, the patients. I'm there for them. Whatever I'm going through, whatever I'm feeling, it doesn't matter once I walk into that building, because I'm there to make people feel better, draw their blood, comfort them. So how was my day? Where do I even start? Do you want to hear about the patient who told me that they broke a toe? Do you want to hear about the patient who was trying to steal my grapes? Like, where do I even go? Like, you never know what's going to happen. So I always tell people my days working are not about me. They're about patients, because I could be going through, somebody in my family could have passed away, but I still have to show up for the patients, you know?
And that's tough.
Yeah.
It's a very like selfless.
Absolutely.
And not like, you don't get enough thanks for everything you do too, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
It's sad. Like I have a friend too who's going into nursing now. She's on her last year and she's like so excited. She finishes in May and she's like,
wow, that's dope.
Yeah, she's like obsessed with it. Like I've never met a nurse like so passionate about what they do. But she's like just the sweetest angel on earth.
Yeah.
Like this girl Kim, if you met her, oh my gosh, she would literally be like, she's such a gentle soul that I can't even imagine like
people being mean to her.
Yeah, people being mean to her. But it happens,
It's gonna happen.
Like even at the restaurant it happens. And like my job as a manager is like not only to just calm her down, but like calm down the customer too. And I'd be like, to the customer, if someone was mean to her, I'd be like, you're wrong.
That's right.
To be honest,
That's
like you're wrong. But like I think about like her, you know, and like in this career and stuff, and I'm just like, you're so perfect for it. Like there's some people that are just like meant to be there.
Yeah, 100%.
I love that. Do you think that you're gonna stay at like in phlebotomy for like forever, or do you think that is?
So I do other things in the lab, but at this particular position, I don't have to. I could learn it, like processing and like centrifuging and like doing the pour offs, like all of the lab responsibilities I can do. It's just that this particular job I don't have to, which is like a load off of my shoulder. I can have time to do other things. But yeah, you know, I did a semester of nursing. But it's tough, man. Like it's a lot of loopholes, and it's very, 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 very tough. It's hard to get in and stay in, and you know, make a lot of sacrifices, because when you're doing anything medical, you have to eat, sleep, and breathe it.
Yeah.
So you know, it is very time consuming. Would I ever go back? Possibly, but you know, if I'm planning to retire soon, I probably won't.
Yeah.
So the lab for me is cool for now. Yeah.
Is it one of those jobs too that you're in a union?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's good at least.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, it's good. Most healthcare jobs are like that, unless you're doing like a temporary stuff like that. And temp jobs are really cool too, because you can like go different places and you're not like locked in.
Yeah.
So I've experienced doing temp jobs. It was good.
Yeah, I have a friend who's in Seattle right now, and they just be bouncing her everywhere.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
everywhere.
The flexibility of it is dope. But you don't have union, and you know, you could be placed anywhere at any time, and the contracts are certain months, and so you just never know what you're going to get. But if you're a person who likes the flexibility and it works, it works.
Yeah. And I think too, like to get that like experience to travel and stuff like that, I feel like that's one of the best ways to do it, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
But I get it if you're thinking about the future and like the longevity of it.
Yeah. My dad's like, you got to stop bouncing around. I'm like, listen, hold on, relax.
Yeah. But it's cool. You get to experience different things, you know, like even from like a rehab to like peds. Like it's a completely different ballgame, you know?
Yes. And I've never like clinged to a specialty, because, you know, I like to be all over. But if I did, like as a nurse, I would do psych, or I'll be in the ER, because that's what action is.
Yeah. Yeah. That would give me so much anxiety, I think, the ER.
Yeah. It's very fast paced, but that's me. Like I'm naturally like jittery, and I'm always moving quick. So the ER is my speed for sure.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, gunshot wound. Woo, let me see.
Yeah. And you probably see the craziest thing.
You learn a lot too. I know that when you cling to a specialty, it'll be hard for you to transition into another one, because they'll look at you like, okay, why the drastic change? Like you wouldn't get the position over somebody who was in the ER, because they've seen a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Yeah, but at least you get like that experience, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, is it one of those things too, like you can say like, oh, this day I want to be in here, this day I want to be here, or is it just kind of like where they position you?
So it fluctuates. Like it depends on, it's random.
Yeah.
So like, let's say if it's 5 of us, every day we mix them up. So everybody has to go everywhere.
Yeah, I have an aunt that works in the ICU right now, but she's bounced a little bit too.
Yeah.
She's been like in other positions. I remember, I mean, she's been in the ICU probably the longest, but I remember she did after the ICU. I know that Danbury Hospital has it. I don't know if where you're at has it, but they had like the next step.
Yeah,
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 so she was there.
yeah.
That was really sad.
Yeah, yeah. But they do that based on like, the most qualified. And if you're good, they're gonna want you to bounce around. So
Yeah.
that's good though. The ICU is tough.
Yeah. Oh my God. It would have broken my heart. Like I remember like visiting her there. Sometimes obviously you can't go in the rooms or anything like that. But like I've gone with my cousin to like drop lunch off for her and stuff and just said hi and like everyone just seems like
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. That's a serious flaw.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It would just hurt my heart. I just get like so I don't know. I think that one of my biggest things is like I just get so emotionally attached to people that like I wouldn't be able to like lose someone and be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. Like I think some of my scariest moments was attempting to draw blood on dead bodies and didn't know.
Yeah.
And you just especially during COVID. I think that was such a crazy time frame because they were literally putting the bodies in a truck, like a freezer truck. Like my dad was flipping out. He's like, "They're putting bodies in trucks. What the hell is going on?" I remember that. And you would go to the room and you would see like an orange body bag, and that meant that the body was a COVID body. And there were times like in the ICU, I would go there. And in ICU, you expect the patients to be like how they are, like connected to the tubes and stuff. You wouldn't assume that they're expired. And you just do. And I'm like trying to draw blood on a body and I wasn't getting anything. And, I have gloves on, so I don't feel that the body is cold. But, who's going in is the body warm? Like, we're not doing that. We just get the floor, you go in the room and you draw the patient. And I'm trying to get the blood and I'm like, I can't get it. So I did all the other patients. And then I went to the nurse and I said, "Oh, hey, I was unable," because you have to notify the nurses. "Oh, I was unable to get the blood." And the nurse is like, "The patient is expired," and just like walked away. And I'm like, "You couldn't tell me that 5 minutes ago?"
Yeah.
Like, craziest thing ever. Because I'm like, wow. Like I'm just handling the hand and moving it and patient was gone.
And they probably saw so much of it at that time too that it was just so numb.
Yeah. And it's like, why did nobody, like, you can cover or put a sign or let us know, don't draw such and such patient. It was crazy. I was like, I had that man hand in my hand.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But I would say that was like one of the craziest thing to experience, like handling like bodies that I didn't know were expired. Yeah, for me, that was intense. But it's not really like scary because they kind of just look like this. They still like in the bed as is, but somebody didn't do their job that day.
Yeah.
Because what are we doing about this? Is the body being moved? Like, why is there nobody? Yeah, that was scary for me.
Yeah, but if they're putting it in trucks at that point, like they're probably so crazy with it.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. And like everyone was so overworked at that time.
Oh yeah, we were reusing PPE. There was a shortage on PPE. It was crazy. Reusing PPE was sick.
Yeah.
Like how? This is unsanitary. That was a crazy time.
We didn't even have proper PPE, and we were testing for. Oh my gosh, it's been a while. Don't hate me. We were testing for. Damn it!
Is it the antibody?
No. This is like not even for COVID, but I know like right before someone goes into MRSA.
Okay.
We were doing MRSA tests and we didn't even have like PPE to do it.
Yeah.
That was just crazy.
Yeah, that was intense. That was a crazy time.
And like I remember there was one time like you were saying like I had a nurse who didn't want to say that she was a nurse. And so like at the end she was just like, "That's fucked up that they're making you guys do that."
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't know any better, you know what I mean? Like I just got here. Yeah. I'm just here, I'm doing what they told me to do, you know?
Yeah.
So whatever. Like you just kinda live and learn, you know.
Yeah.
They're like, "That's fucked up." I'm like, I just got here.
Yeah, not my problem. Right.
Not my fucking problem. If I get sick, I'm suing, I'll tell you that much.
That's right.
No, but it's scary. And like, I don't know. I just power to you.
Yeah.
Power to you.
I love it. It's a part of me for sure.
Yeah. And that probably felt like such a long time too. Like how long that was happening for. Like, do you remember a time when you got back to the hospital and you were like, okay, this feels lighter than like the COVID times?
Yes. Normally when the cases were dropping, because we would have like a floor, like a COVID floor. And as we see the patients like discharge, we're like, okay, like this is getting better. Like it felt different. But during that time, I feel like a lot of people were so sad because it's like you don't really know what to do.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I had COVID like 6 times. I had COVID like 6 times.
Oh my gosh.
I remember the first time I got it, I felt like I was dying.
Really?
I was like, this is not cool. I will never forget it. And it was the worst feeling ever. Like, it felt like something different. And every time I had it, it felt the same way. That's exactly how I knew that it was COVID. And I'm like, for the people who are asymptomatic, screw you guys. Because why couldn't it be me? Yeah. Every time I had COVID, I knew it was COVID. I felt it. It was just the worst thing ever. Like, I felt like I didn't have control over my body. So whenever it would die down, it was like, okay, yes. Like, you had some sense of relief. You felt excited to put your lab coat on. Like, it was like, okay, yeah, let me go do these 50 patients and then go home. Like, it felt different for sure.
I would get so mad. I remember we would like screen people like when they walked in. So we had like one of the MAs like taking temps and like asking questions like, have you been like in contact with anyone with COVID? And it was always no. And then as soon as they leave, you would get a call. Letitia, we need to like schedule a COVID test. And I'm like, oh my God, I am so tired of getting this fucking Q-tip up my nose. Can you just like literally not come to the fucking doctor if you're sick? Please. Yeah. Please. It was so crazy. I remember like I remember when someone told me that they like weren't feeling good. Because at that time I was doing both. Like I was doing the restaurant and ortho.
Oh, yeah.
So I was doing both. I mean, like the money was too good to pass up, like I wasn't gonna just do the one. But I remember someone told me that they weren't feeling good and like at the restaurant, and I went off on them. I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, I literally interact with patients all the time. I see little kids. I put casts on little kids. That's right. Little kids. What the hell is wrong with you? Yeah. Well, you know what I mean? Yeah. It was just such a selfish time to be part of that.
I think people didn't believe how real it was. I think it was such a shock to the world that people didn't think that it was real. It's like, oh, what is this new thing? Like, so I know it was hard to grasp, like this was a real thing. Like seeing the news, like, just not really knowing what to trust and what to believe. Like people just was taking it for a joke. When I knew it was real was when I saw 42nd Street, like a ghost town. I took a screenshot. I was like, when will you ever see the city dead like that? Yeah. That's when I knew it was real. I was like, yeah, this is a real thing. Like nobody's on 42nd Street. Like it was just no movement, nothing. It was just nobody was outside. Yeah. I was like, wow, what a time frame. Like this is going to be in history books soon. Like we're going to see this years from now, like, and reading about it because such a crazy thing.
Yeah. I was talking to my friends about that too, because like now like two of my best friends are engaged and stuff like that. And like we were just talking about like how many things that like we experienced in life that are probably going to be in textbooks. Yeah. And like we were grown. Like I remember that vividly. Yes. And then sometimes you think about it and it feels like 10 years ago, and sometimes you think about it and it feels like a year ago. Yeah. And it was such a big chunk of time.
Yeah, for sure.
Scary time to freaking work.
Yeah, it sure was.
Yeah, but we powered through, now we're here.
That's right.
Better than ever.
Yeah, but it's lasting like a Honda Civic, okay?
Yeah. No, for real. For real.
When will it be over?
I know, and it's so funny because I feel like so many things just like go back to it, Like you're thinking back.
New strands and oh
my gosh. And everyone's sick and people are like, I have COVID. I'm like, still? Come on.
Yeah. 6 times. I can't believe it. Yeah, 6 is crazy. And I've gotten COVID at every hospital I've worked at.
What? No, that's intense.
Every single one. That is intense. And I was like, yeah, this is not good. So I lied about having it, right? Crazy story. I was working on weekends and I hated it so bad. Around the time somebody was in my house that was not supposed to be there. And the person that I was dating was like, I'm coming right now. I'm like, hello? So I'm like, okay, I have to figure out how to get this person out of my apartment before this person comes. But to be fair, they lived in like another state. So I'm like, all right, I probably got like an hour and a half, maybe 2 tops. So I'm like trying to get the person out without being like super suspicious. My first husband. Around that time I was with somebody and I'm like, yo, you got to go. Like, you got to get out of here. He's like, why? Why do I have to leave? And I'm like, because like, you got to go. So long story short, the person I was dealing with, they showed up and I ended up going to sleep like really, really late. And I'm like, damn, I can't get up. I can't get up today. So I called out. So that Monday, I was still on probation. So that Monday, my supervisor's like, oh, what happened on the weekend? I was like, oh, I wasn't feeling good. Like, I think I have COVID. And he's like, okay, well, he's like, do you want to, let's go do the test. Like, he's like, I'm not going to put your name on it. I'm going to just do it. And then if you do test positive, you go to employee health, whatever. So I'm like, okay. So he did it and I went to work. So I'm like, okay, yes. Like, he's not going to write me up for calling out. I'm here now. So he's like, he called me on the little phone thing. He's like, oh, could you come to my office when you get a chance? I'm like, okay. And then when I saw him, he's like, I'm like, I have it? I'm like, no way. There's no way I lied about having it and then ended up having it. So I'm like, oh my God. He's like, yep, go to employee health right now. Have them do the test and, you got to stay home for a week. I was like, yes. But it sucked because as soon as I left work that day, I was like, oh yeah, I got COVID.
Yeah.
Like the way my body felt, everything, I was like,
that fucking sucks.
it was the worst. I was like, laid on the side. It sucked. Every time I had it, I felt it. And I like to think that I have a strong immune system, but damn, I eat very well. So for me to feel it every time I get it, I'm like, yeah, this thing it's no joke, man.
Yeah. I'm never sick either. I do not, listen, I can't even say never sick. Every once in a while, I'll have a head cold or I'll get the sniffles really bad. I'll get tight chest pains and stuff. But I'm able to just carry on with my life.
Yeah.
Now thank you. I was breastfed for far too long. I swear that's what it is. But so I was working at the restaurant and healthcare, mind you. So and I was getting calls all the time, go. I don't think that I got it that whole entire time, except there was one time before it was super broadcasted and stuff that I think that I got it. And
a lot of people were saying that.
I swear that I got it because I'm never sick. Even since I was a kid, I never get sick like that. The one time that I think that I got it, this was November-ish. And I remember literally my body being in aching pains. I remember sweating and then going getting cold and then sweating again and being cold. And I ended up going to the back at we had our little server station in the back. Mm-hmm. I remember literally crouching into a ball and being I need to go home. I do not feel good at all. And my cough was insane. Oh my gosh, that was the worst of it. And I'm convinced that was the only time that I got it.
Wow.
But who knows, sucks. Right?
Yeah, we don't know.
And when I got sick too, so we were the first wave, right? For the shots and stuff. So when I got it, I had gotten the Moderna. I really did not feel good after that shot. Yeah. I did not feel good. Yeah. And then they made me get the second one, and I didn't feel good for that one either.
Yeah, the shots is no joke, man.
Yeah.
So the restaurant made you get it?
No, I was working at Ortho. Ortho made me get it. Because that was their first wave. We got them in January. Okay. And they had just came out. You know what I mean?
Experimenting on people, man. It sucks. Yeah. It sucks.
Have you ever watched Dr. Death?
No. You
should watch it. Okay. It's about doctors that experiment on people. It's really crazy. And it's true stories.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
We just finished. That's why I'm oh my God, to watch the show. It's so good.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, no, but it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah. It'll be good. But listen, thank you so much for sharing your stories.
Yes.
Your horror stories and your good ones.
Yes, for sure.